Hey everyone, did you know that YouTube has been cracking down on people that have been creating duplicate content? Recently YouTube announced that they'll be removing YouTube channels for people having auto-generated content or taking content from other people's videos, or just uploading a video they downloaded from YouTube and uploading it to their own particular channel. So let me give you a couple of demonstrations. I got some complaints here. Let's see. My channel was removed from the partnership program because of duplication. Doesn't make any sense. My channel was removed from monetization for duplication. It seems it's because I'm in the process of organizing multiple channels into one. I've waited for 60 days for a response. I'm still getting held for additional review, email for that matter. End of the year is too far. That's a full year under review. So you can see that people's channels are being removed, and possibly, maybe in some cases they shouldn't have been removed, but YouTube says that you can reapply after 30 days. So that really sucks. So in this video or this live stream, I'm going to talk about what YouTube has done as far as duplicate content goes. Look at what duplicate content is, who it affects, and then how you can prevent or avoid duplicate content. So my name is Herman Drost. I've got a channel called iSiteBuild. That's youtube.com/iSiteBuild. So if you haven't already subscribed, it's all about how to grow your audience on YouTube, so you can generate traffic, leads, and sales on autopilot. Because the beautiful thing about this social platform YouTube is that you can do the work once, create the video, and then it can generate traffic, leads, and sales for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for years to come. So my channel's a few years old, but I have videos on there that I haven't touched that are still producing sales, subscribers, views, traffic, etc. So that's a beautiful thing about it. And I want to welcome everybody here. We've got John, good to see you. Fluffy Christine, and we've got Shadow Gaming, Harley, good to see you, Harley. Cindy Lou Schmidt, glad to hear that you're cutting down on these repetitive resources. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go into what I have to say today. And as I mentioned, that YouTube is cracking down on YouTube channels that take already produced content and then re-uploading it to their own channels. So for instance, you might take a whole channel and find a way to download it to your computer, and then think, well, I don't want to do the work, and you just re-upload it to your own channel. So there's software out there that does that automatically, and I've also come across software where you take one video and then you can create upload it to like 100 different channels or 500 different channels. So probably there's no original content, no commentary, so therefore I guess YouTube is cracking down on that. So who does this affect? Well, it affects people that are already inside the YouTube Partner Program. And if you're not a member of the YouTube Partner Program, they've I think it was January, February of this year, they changed requirements from 10,000 views to 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. And then after you've met those requirements, well, that's actually in the past 12 months. So if you make 4,000 hours, 1,000 subscribers in the past 12 months, then you can apply for your channel to be reviewed. And that review process has had a lot of complaints because People have waited for months, had a backlog, and now I hear that YouTube sometimes reviews it multiple times, and so I guess I don't know how many times they do it, but they're promising, I don't know about a promise, but they're saying by the end of the year they'll have reviewed all the people that have applied for the YouTube Partner Program. So hopefully more people get accepted. But the duplicate content actually affects people that are already inside the YouTube Partner Program. That means their channel is able to be monetized. You can monetize one video with AdSense or your whole channel with AdSense ads. And it also affects those people that have applied for the review to get into the YouTube Partner Program. So if that means if YouTube finds that duplicate content while they're reviewing the channels that are in the YouTube Partner Program, then they might come across duplicate content and might affect your channel. So it's kind of a bit scary because I've got like 600 videos on my channel, and I know when I first started, I didn't really look at all the rules, and sometimes I got copyright strikes, for using like 1 second of music or 2 seconds of music from a video that I created like several years ago. So therefore it's very good to look through the community guidelines, YouTube Partner Policies, etc. So it's affecting people that are inside the YouTube Partner Program, as well as those people that are also getting reviewed. So what is duplicate content? That's a big question. According to YouTube, it's one of them is automatically generated content. So this is bots and software that automatically generates content. They might scrape it from third-party sources, but it's not actually, you're not the original owner of the content. So let me see, I think I got let's go through here. So what we have here, let's open this up a bit. So you can read it. Wow, I can expand it here. Okay, so we've got automatically generated content, generated programmatically in cases where it's intended to manipulate the search engines and not help the users. So Google takes actions on such content, and this includes text that makes no sense to the reader, which may contain search words. So somebody has got some software that they want to get quick rankings, lots of views and lots of subscribers by uploading content that has the search keywords in it, but the content makes no sense to the reader. So that's automatically generated content. Text translated by the automated tool without human review or curation before publishing. So that text is being generated automatically, and there's no human interaction or review or commentary. Text generated through automatic processes. I don't know what the Markov chains is. Text generated using automatic synonymizing or fustication, whatever that means. Text generated from scraping from RSS feeds, stitching or combining content from different web pages without adding sufficient value. So I guess that's with Google, you're stitching, combining content, but you're not really offering your particular angle or your particular view, your particular commentary or narrative, to that content. Okay, that's auto-generated content. And let's see. Okay, Harley's got one here. I've also heard that removing content, while not an exact duplicate, is very close to the same channel that records long plane flights. Essentially, white noise is getting hit. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I think the key here is, Harbley, is that you're offering commentary and narrative. You're putting your own slant to it, etc. So, I guess it's kind of like taking, kind of like the fair use policy, which means that you're offering. It's like they call it transformative content. So you're taking some content from another video, putting it into, maybe 30 seconds from another video, and then you're offering, say you're doing some narrative or some commentary on, say, Casey Neistat's video. So you could use that, but then you can't just say, well, I'm going to put Casey Neistat's clip into my video to get a lot of views, so that if that's the main purpose, you're trying to get, trying to trip the search engines or something like that. But if you do a narrative and commentary and reacting to what he said in his video, then that's called that's like fair use or transformative content. So I think that should be fine. So the second one about duplicate content is content that you pull from third-party sources that has no narrative or no commentary from the creator. So kind of like what I said before, that you got to kind of add your own commentary, add your own angle, add your own input, it could come from your own brain instead of just kind of throwing it in there. Third one is it's uploaded many times by multiple users, whereas you're not the original uploader. So maybe many people have uploaded that same video, and then you're just using that video, uploading it to your own channel. So you might have the same footage, same audio as was uploaded by other YouTubers, and then you're not giving your reaction to the content that you've uploaded. And the fourth one that YouTube says is that it's uploaded in a way that you're trying to get around the particular copyright tool. So I know there's a copyright match tool out there. I think I haven't tried it, but I know that the YouTube algorithm, they have, it's like, I think there's like 200 or 500 different values or whatever you call it, that goes into the algorithm that can also detect copyright duplicate content. So I'm sure that they've got now incorporated into the algorithm, duplicate content. So that's why they say that if you mistakenly got duplicate content warning, or your channel removed or video removed, you can actually apply within the 30 days or after 30 days to get it reinstated. So so in that way you can get your channel back. So you don't want to try to get around the copyright rules and YouTube policies. So since we're talking about that, let me switch over to, I think I've got some here, policies here. So let us look at some of these quick policies here. So these are kind of the community guidelines from YouTube. So I thought I'd just quickly go through them. Nudity or sexual content, hateful content, harassment and bullying, threats, privacy. So if someone has posted your personal information, uploaded a video of you without your consent, you can request removal. That's kind of an interesting one, because somebody might take some content from your video without your permission, but I guess the fair use, as far as what I've heard, is that you can, you can do reaction to that video. You find child safety is a big one. And then we've also got harmful or dangerous content. So don't post videos that encourage others to do things that might cause them to get badly hurt. So, for instance, you could do something on like somebody slipping, on a banana skin or something like that. but they don't get hurt. They're laughing after they slipped on the banana skin. But if you show somebody slipping on a banana skin and then they hit their head and they knocked unconscious and they're bleeding, that's probably going to be seen as harmful or dangerous content. So it can get pretty tricky. Then we also got violent or graphic content, and then spam, misleading metadata, and scams. So you don't want to mislead people with your content. So say, for instance, you have a clickbaity thumbnail, and then it has a completely different title, and the video doesn't conform to the thumbnail, or your description is totally different to what your thumbnail stated or what your title stated. So that's kind of misleading. Or maybe even the tags are completely, you've used tags to like, for instance, you might have grabbed a channel name from somebody like Casey Neistat. I'm going to put Casey Neistat's channel into my tag so I can try to get traffic that's going to his channel onto my channel. So that would be misleading metadata because it's totally irrelevant to your particular video on your channel. So don't use other people's channel names in your own tags. You can use your own channel name. And copyright, only upload videos that you made or you're authorized to use. This means don't upload videos you didn't make or use content in your videos that someone else owns a copyright to, such as music tracks, snippets of copyrighted programs, or videos made by other users without necessary authorizations. So I think that's kind of clear, obvious. And then I've got a copyright center for more information. Impersonation, trying to impersonate another channel or individual. So those are just some of the policies. And where are we? Yes, I just want to show that those policies. Okay. So let's see. Just look at my notes quickly. So uploaded by many times by multiple users. So you want to definitely be careful of that kind of duplicate content with other people uploading the same type of content. So the solution, what are some of the solutions? How to avoid the duplicate content? So I think number one is you want to create your own content. So if you're always creating original content, putting that into your videos, then you have no problems. But if you're, if you're taking content from somebody else's video, then you're not adding, you're not sort of adding commentary or some narrative to it, then that could be a flag for YouTube. So if you upload content from multiple sources or repurpose existing content, you can still be eligible for the YouTube Partner Program as long as you're contributing to the value of that content in some way. So adding your own viewpoint, to that content. Oh, John has a question here. What about a slideshow? I uploaded one of some houses, including Williamsburg, but I used Movavi to create the slideshow myself. Well, I think the key here is that that's okay. You're kind of taking third-party content, but then if your video, if in your video you haven't added any commentary or put anything of yourself in that video, that might be a cause for duplicate content. So say, for instance, you just added a slideshow of Colonial Williamsburg, but it was all taken from a particular website or some property on the web, but it was you didn't add any commentary or you didn't add any of your own slides. So you could add a slide of Colonial Williamsburg, but then the other slides could add some commentary saying, well, something like, well, here's a significance of visiting Colonial Williamsburg, and then next slide shows the slide of Colonial Williamsburg. Then after that slide, you could say why you should visit Colonial Williamsburg. So you're kind of adding some narrative, to that slideshow, and therefore you'll be okay. So according to YouTube, if you add significant original commentary, educational value, narrative, or high quality editing, then your channel will be fine to monetize. So then you can apply for the YouTube Partner Program. But if you got content that you feel is duplicate content, then before you apply for the YouTube Partner Program, they are suggesting that you should remove that content first and then apply for the program. Don't apply for the program hoping that you'll kind of get away with the duplicate content. So what should you do if your channel was removed for duplication? Well, they're saying that you can remove or update the content so that follows YouTube policies and community guidelines, and then reapply for the YouTube Partner Program in 30 days. So then YouTube will carefully review your application, it will review your channel again, and sometimes they don't review it just once. If it's a little bit, if they're not quite sure, then they'll review it multiple times. And I think that may be the reason why people are kind of complaining that, I've made 4,000 hours, 4,000 watch hours, I've made 1,000 subscribers, but I still haven't been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. So as a result of that, they've been put on hold while YouTube re-reviews their particular channel and their application. So I don't have examples I can show you, of, and I'm sure there's, with all the machine learning going on inside YouTube, according to their people that work there, that they do review those channels. So let me show you a clip here. I think you might have seen this clip, but let me quickly show you this one. So I'm gonna where is it? Okay, hopefully you can hear this. I'm going to move it up here. Okay, here's, you might want to watch this yourself, but it's a video that's put out by the Creator Insider, how for secondary review, duplication, get behind the scenes, YouTube Partner application process. So this is a little bit about giving your commentary or giving your reaction to videos that you seen on YouTube.
A little before about auto-generated stuff, we see some of that in this category too.
Now, what about reactions or
hopefully you can
commentary?
hear that.
Because that's something that at least I personally have seen all over YouTube. How does that fit in with what you're saying here about duplication?
Absolutely, and that stuff is super important to YouTube and really great for the audience. So if creators really are adding that value, they're adding a narrative, there's commentary there, there's there's discussion around it that's coming from them, then that's okay.
Okay, good. I love me a reaction video. Now, what can you do if you get rejected from YPP?
You can reapply in 30 days and generally give you, sort of the reason that the application wasn't accepted. You can think about kind of changing your content strategy a little bit so that it kind of meets the requirements that the team is applying.
Now, I've been getting a lot of questions about this specifically, so I'd love to get more information about how we are making these decisions, machine learning systems, people. Give me all that information.
Okay. Where were you? Okay, hopefully that gives you some idea what YouTube is saying about duplicate content. I think from that video you can see that giving reaction to other people's videos is fine. I think that comes under fair use. So in that way, it kind of clarifies what duplicate content is. So what are some of the best practices regarding avoiding duplicate content? As I mentioned before, adding commentary to or showing yourself in the video. So like here, like this live stream, I'm showing myself in the video, so that shows that I'm the original uploader, I'm the one that's creating the video. And then, just like I took that little clip from Creative Insider, that'll be like an example of taking a clip and adding my 2 cents, to that video, or reacting to what they said in that video. So that would be perfectly okay, unless I get a strike. Oh my goodness, that would be terrible. But that should be okay. They're also saying that you can link back to YouTube channel from your website. So if you have a website, you can link back to your channel. I guess this is where duplicate content would be on your website, but then you're actually linking back to your channel or to your video, from your website. Then providing context about your work in your video, both in your video and also in your video description. So when it comes to your video description, you can also, because YouTube actually is able to index the words in your videos. So therefore add some context, or add, in the summary of your video, under your video in the description, kind of give a summary, instead of just leaving it blank or maybe grabbing information from somewhere else. Add your own summary, create your own copy and add it there. So then that will show to YouTube that you are the one that created your own commentary about the video. So in that way, they'll know it's not duplicate content. So, and then I think, as I mentioned before, make sure that the content conforms to the YouTube partner program policies, the community guidelines, Adsense policies, Advertiser-friendly policies. Especially if you're applying for the YouTube partner program, you might want to check into the Advertiser-friendly guidelines to see, what content you can monetize. And especially if you've got, especially if you're using like music in your videos, then you want to be sure that that's not copyright music. Or if it is copyright music, then make sure you got permission from the owner. Or if you've got on YouTube, you can look for copyright music where the original creator of that music allows you to use the music, as long as you share the revenue that comes from that music. Now, alternatively, you can not monetize that particular video. Then you're fine. You can use that copyrighted music, based upon what you found on YouTube. So if you go into the YouTube audio library, you can use copyrighted music, or you can use there's music there straight from YouTube, which doesn't, you can use right away. And then there's also music that you can use where you have to share the revenue with the original creator. The only downside to that is that the person that owns the music could change their mind and say, I no longer want to share revenue, and therefore anybody that uses my music, the video should be taken down by YouTube. So that doesn't happen very often, but you still got that hanging over your head. So you might be better off just looking for copyright-free music from YouTube. From what's the one? Epidemic Sound is one, and there's a lot of other ones there. I think Compotech, I think it is. I have a video on my channel on all the places you can find copyright-free music. What should you do if your channel is rejected from the YouTube Partner Program? I mentioned that before. You can reapply after 30 days, but make sure that if you've got duplicate content on there, you want to get rid of that duplicate content. Okay, so let's see. We've got any questions here? Oh, hi, Rocksock, Dual Pulse Originals. Good to see you. Okay, Al Camera's got, hi sir, what about live streaming content? Good question. So I think with live streaming content, I think the same applies, because like I'm doing a live stream now and I brought in a clip from Creator Insiders, so I'm continually adding my viewpoint, adding some narrative and commentary, to that particular clip. So I guess in a general view, live streaming, you could bring in different clips and add commentary, etc., and you'd be fine. But if you, say for instance, you brought in a whole video and didn't add any commentary to it, then you'd be, wouldn't be very safe. Plus, if you're bringing in copyright music, copyright protected music, then that wouldn't be cool either, because you would get maybe a copyright strike on that video. So yeah, you got to be pretty careful. Oh, hi John. The Colonial Williams photos were in the public domain. Yeah, I think in that case, you can, if it's in the public domain, the photos, then you should be fine. Same as using copyright-free music. There's copyright-free music, there's copyright-free video clips, there's copyright-free photos. So you can use those in your video. Say for B-roll or for adding, resetting the attention of viewers in the video. So that's fine. So yeah, using music, videos, video clips, that kind of thing in your video, that should be fine. VOA Rockshock Dual Pulse Original said, I wonder if tags are even relevant. Well, your tags actually I think the great thing about tags is that it helps the relevancy of your video. So I think the most important thing is going to be your thumbnail, your title. Probably those are the two most important things. But then your tags should contain keywords and search phrases in there that are totally relevant to the video. So it helps the relevancy of that video. So the whole idea is that your thumbnail, your title, description, tags all align, with the content of your video. So if they're all aligned, then there's a greater possibility that that video will do well in search or YouTube suggested videos. So I think tags are not as important as, say, the thumbnail and the title and your actually video content. But I would still, there are probably videos out there that have no tags, but it has very very great content. But I would say, yeah, definitely they're still relevant. They're not as effective as they used to be. So therefore, but I would still use them in your videos. Just make sure that they are relevant to the content in your video. Okay, here's another one. Similar question. Really appreciate you if you have a section direction to tagging videos. Only two things that help to tag multiple videos with the same tags to keep like a wall. Yeah, interesting that you bring that up, because in the VidSummit conference there was a person called Tom Martin who talked about keyword research. He had a whole lecture on keyword research, and in the kind of the gist of it he was talking about was to do your keyword research, kind of really get into it and look for the specific keywords that you could put in multiple videos. So you'd put it in the title, description, tags. But his idea was actually to put the same use the same tags across multiple videos. So then that it's kind of simplified process, but he spent probably an hour on it. So I would check out that video if you have the virtual pass to the VidSummit. But his whole thing was that you would use the same tags once you've identified them through your keyword research, and use them on multiple videos across your channel. And then through that, YouTube would see that topic or those videos are highly relevant to each other, and as a result of that, that would push your videos to suggested videos and search. So that was a great question, and I can't go into more detail about that because he covered a lot of things and it was kind of complicated to look through it, but possibly go to his channel. I think it's called FAQ YouTube, and check it out there. Okay, Sherry has a question. Hi, Sherry. Not so good on that, but if it's duplicate content, how do I find what version I have out there? I don't know quite what you mean by what version of duplicate content. I think the key there is a copyright match tool out there, which I think is different to duplicate content. But as YouTube has said, I don't think it's like the type of content. It's more like that you're using auto-generated content or taking the content, from third-party sources and just dumping it on your video with no extra commentary, nothing that comes from your original self, the original uploader, the original channel. So it's okay to use third-party sources, but the key is to add more of yourself in that video. So I hope that explains it. So looking through the questions here. Okay, here's a good one. Can we upload videos, thumbnails, and metadata from multiple IPs? And if done so, would the videos get demonetized? Not quite sure what you mean by that. If you're uploading videos from other people's channels, or thumbnails from other people's channels, metadata from other people's channels, like you just copy all the meta tags from somebody else's channel and then dump them into your own video, I think that would be a red flag. So I think, of course, some of your metadata is going to be the same, because that's what I sometimes do. I look at my competitors' tags, and I'll use some of those tags because I didn't think of them, and I'll incorporate them into my own tags because they're highly relevant to the video content I'm creating. But so in that case, you're using some of the tags, but you're not using all the tags, from that particular IP address of that creator. But when you say, can we upload the full video to your channel that is from a different IP address, I would say no. The other question would be, what if I have a different channel? Well, it's still, as far as I know, that will still be the same IP address, from your computer, because you're from that internet site. So if it's from a different IP, that means you're taking the content from a third party and uploading it to your own channel. So, so according to YouTube, you can do that as long as you modify it. So it's like, I guess like cover songs. Somebody puts out a particular song, but then you put your own spin to that particular song. So you can take the cover song and then modify it, so it looks like it still has the same. You've taken that original kind of song, but then you modified it completely to yourself. Like if you watch American Idol or The Voice, sometimes people will do a song, but they'll modify it completely. And I guess in the same way, you could use clips from other people's videos, and then you could put your own voice over to it and modify it to your heart's content. Oh, another question here from VOI. What if duplicate creative content or the owner is not monetizing it and neither am I? Off the top of my head, I would say that it's better to avoid duplicate content, that you don't add your own commentary to it. So I guess if you're not, if you're not going to monetize it, but it looks like, according to YouTube, they're cracking down on duplicate content that's coming from other people's channels, and then people are trying to I think the whole point, when I think about from YouTube side, it's a business model. So they have people that are creating getting auto-generated content, uploading it to their channel, and also they're people that are lazy. They're just getting content from around YouTube, using software and different softwares. So it's doing thousands of hours for them by taking that, just kind of scraping that content from RSS feeds, scraping that content from other videos, and then putting it together and then uploading it as your original content. So that means, they're trying to game the system by maybe putting, maybe they'll take a particular keyword like dog training, for instance, and then the software will go out and get all the dog training videos and capture a little bit of this and a little bit of that from different dog training videos based upon that keyword search term, and then they'll try to dominate that search term and get all the views and subscribers on the channel based upon that machine or that software that has done the work for them. So probably that a lot of that's going on. So then YouTube has kind of caught wind of it and wants to give credit to the original creators that are putting in tons of hours of editing, creating content, and not to those people that are kind of trying to game the system, avoid copyright, avoid trying to duplicate content. Oh, thanks, Fluffy Christine. Super chat, $1 from Fluffy Christine. Yay! Thank you very much. Hey, every bit helps. Hey, the conference I went to cost quite a bit more than $1, so everything helps. John is saying happy Yorktown Day. We had a big parade and festivities in Virginia today. Oh, happy Yorktown Day. Didn't know that. Fluffy Christine said, what if it is creative content? You want to clarify that, Fluffy Christine? Like, what is creative content? I think creative content for me means, I think, just basically that you're creating the content yourself. I think that's really what it means. So adding your own creativity to it. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if I know the answer to this one. Rochelle. I won't say your last name because I might get it wrong. What if I upload one video in 2 different languages on 2 channels? I would say that's okay. I can't say for sure, but I know people that do it. Some people have an English channel, another person has a Spanish channel, and then they upload the video to the English channel, the original video, and then they change the language on the video to a different language, then upload it to another channel. So that would mean that you're kind of adding your own creativity to that particular original video. So it might be the same video, but you're changing it. But I would say when you upload it to another channel, change the file name, maybe change it, the title will be changed to a different language. So I think that would be perfectly fine. Okay, looking through the questions here. Oh, hi, good to see you. Missed you at the conference. Let's see. Oh, okay. Live streaming. Oh, okay. Here's a good one. That was I was trying to say that before, Harley, was incompetech.com. Yeah, that's where you can get music that is not it's copyright-free music. So you can go to that one and use that music in your video. There's other places too, like Epidemic Sounds is another one. I think also YouTube Audio Library. You can do a search in the YouTube audio library for music that you can use in your videos. So as I mentioned before, there is copyrighted music in there, and you might have to give a portion of the revenue that you use, from the music that you use in your video. You have to, if you're going to monetize, if you have that video monetized, then it will say that you'll have to share that revenue. So a portion will go to the musician, the one that owns music, and a portion will go to you. Then if you don't want that, if you don't want to share the revenue, then I would say use different music. So, for example, in one of my videos, I used music that was copyright protected, and I immediately got a copyright notice. It wasn't a strike, but it did say that I'd used copyrighted music, but that music was okay to use because as long as you didn't monetize the particular video. So if I monetize the video, then they say that's fine, but you'll be sharing the revenue between yourself and the musician. Or what you can do is just remove that music, and you can do a swap the audio. So you can just you can go into the audio library, and there's a way that you can swap the music for what you have already on your on your video with copyright-free music. Okay. Mr. Tourbill saying, is duplicate video the same as repetitive content? Well, duplicate videos, as I mentioned before, it's really where you're using auto-generated content. It's not your own content, and you've taken the content from somebody else's video and you haven't added any original content. So repetitive content, not sure what you mean by repetitive content, because you can repeat content in your video as long as it's your own content. But if you don't add some commentary to third-party resource, then of course that could be a flag. No, as far as like taking the content that you've created and then uploading it again to maybe have a different channel, then I think the key there is to that it's not totally the same. You have to add some commentary to it, change the file name, etc. So the key is really to you're adding some more content to it. Gizzy and Share, wouldn't you use that for videos in a series? Not sure what you mean by that. Ms. Toolbuild says, I used my copyright intro from someone and he put Creative Commons free, and is it okay? Gave me permission to do it. I think that's okay. I think when you use something from Creative Commons, you definitely want to give attribution to that particular person in your. That's another way to do it, is to give attribution to that clip that you've used. That would be a great way to make it safe and add your own commentary. Does YouTube use IP addresses? I'm not sure what they do, but you do have an IP address that's assigned to your computer or to your internet. So wherever you are inside your house or building, you'll have your particular IP address. Okay, what is a question here? Okay, I'm releasing a short film collab video for Halloween. Oh, okay. They have Halloween in Canada. The film will go out on 2 channels, but embedded within additional content, different from both channels. That clean. Yeah, I think if you got additional content that's added by other creators, it should be fine. It goes out on 2 channels, embedded within additional content, different on both channels. Yep, I think it should be fine with that one. And what is attribution? How can I put it? I was trying to think of the resource, but basically, if you're taking a video from Creative Commons, then go into the description, and usually they've got a place there where you can take, put the name of the video, who's it by, and Creative Commons. So something simple like that. There's also a Wikipedia. You can go onto Wikipedia and look for, or Wiki, I think, W-I-K-I, and then look for attribution. Giving attribution, and you'll see how to use it there. Oh, hi, Trucker Rudy. My question would be, what about people that use VPN connection? Not quite sure about your question there, what that refers to. Maybe you can clarify that. Has anybody in the chat ever had a flag for duplicate content? I think for myself, I've had a few copyright strikes through, as I mentioned before, I had a couple of seconds from a video that was 4 years old. It had like 60,000 views, and then somehow somebody found those 2 seconds, and then my video was taken down. I received a strike for 3 months. So if you receive a strike from YouTube, that means you can no longer go live on YouTube. And so you can appeal it. That's one idea. You cannot just remove the video. That doesn't get rid of the strike. But basically, you have to appeal it or file a dispute. If you can also do when you file a dispute, you have to be, you can also go to court, for the original claimant. But I always don't even bother with that because it takes a lot of time and energy, and it sticks around in your mind, and also you have to pay the court costs, so you don't know what that will be. So best is to be very familiar with the community guidelines, the YouTube partner program policies, Adsense policies, and advertiser-friendly policies. I've had a couple of strikes over the years, Mr. Tourbuild. You can't control YouTube, and sometimes it's been a mistake from YouTube, and they've just, one time I had a strike through harmful and dangerous content for a video that was about how to find your video manager. So I still don't know what happened there, but I had to wait 3 months to get the live stream back. Okay, Trucker Rudy saying, look it up when you get time. A VPN connection makes a secure connection between your devices without actually showing your IP address. Yeah, I think even though that's true, Trucker, I would still avoid duplicate content, even though you might be able to get around different IP addresses with a VPN. But as YouTube mentioned, if you're trying to get around the copyright tools and you don't know all the tools that they have available for YouTube, if you're trying to get around them, then you might run into trouble. So better to play it safe and stick to their rules. Okay, YouTube wants to remove duplicate content, but Google gives us a chance to open with the same name channel today. I find that my channel is the same on Instagram. Well, Instagram is Instagram is not owned by YouTube. I think it's by Facebook, and it's a different name. You have Terror Lovers, and the other one's Terror Lovers. So Terror Lovers must be available because nobody else is using that. So I think if you're trying to rename your channel or get what's called a custom URL, for instance, Sherry's channel will be youtube.com/c/terror lovers, or youtube.com/terror lovers might also work. That means, if you tried to get the same name, Terror Lovers, a YouTube channel, probably wouldn't work because it's already taken by Sherry. So you could have Terror Love or Terror Lover possibly, but so it's not going to be exactly the same. Okay, if you've got any more questions, then let me know in the chat. Just take a look here. Yeah, so I think the bottom line regarding duplicate content is to make sure that you add your own view, your own angle, your own narrative more of put a bit of yourself into the video. So you're doing a video, a slideshow, or whatever. Add some commentary, or if you're doing a reaction to somebody else's video, then don't just put the video in that video clip into your video, hoping to get more or trying to get traffic. But add your own commentary. Maybe give a reaction, why you thought that video was good, or maybe why that video was no good, or mistakes they made, or something like that. So you just just add some commentary to it, and then you'll be fine. Then also include a summary of your video, that of clips that you've used from third-party sources in your video. Add a summary of your video in the description. So when YouTube comes along to kind of check if you've used duplicate content, then they'll look in your description. Maybe you can put your website in there. So you've got some of your originality that's in the video. So I think that's really the bottom line. And then definitely avoid auto-generated content. I think a few months ago I saw a software that would take one video and it would create 500 videos and then upload 500 videos, and even create 500 different channels and upload those videos to those channels. So that would definitely be a no-no, and definitely be a flag. So I would stay away from those auto-generated software. It might look enticing because you can avoid the work, but down the road it might terminate your channel, and then all your original work would be lost. Rudy's saying, have you heard anything about Google shutting down Google Plus? I know a long time ago when you create a YouTube channel, then the Google Plus page was you came with it, so it automatically came with it. But now you can create a YouTube channel without Google Plus, just the channel itself. As far as doing away with Google Plus, it's possible, but I still have my Google Plus page, and I use it when I promote my videos. I always add a post to my Google Plus because it's a Google property. So you got Gmail, you got Google Plus, and you got Google Pages. So I think when you put your video or use the Google properties to promote your channel, then it does help your channel to appear in Google and Google properties. And Gord has a question here too. Do you have any software we can use to a bulk auto backup of our own channel? Well, you can use the oh gosh, can't even remember it. I did a video a while back that we can back up your channel through YouTube, I think it is. I'd have to look that up. You can forget what it's called, YouTube backup or something like that. I'm not sure, but it actually does back up all the metadata, and also backs up your videos. So I don't know if it's for the Mac. I think it is for the Mac too. And then also TubeBuddy has a backup. I'm not sure if they have. I haven't actually tried that. And then there is, I think for PC users, there is, if you go to, what's that, video marketing, let's see, what is his name? What's that Australian guy that's in Russia? He also has some software where you can back up if you're using a PC. So otherwise, just back up your videos on an external hard drive. That's basically what I do. But to back up all your videos, I would check into the TubeBuddy backup feature. I think it might be the Legend version, so check that one out. And then I'm trying to think of the person's name. Can't think of that. I'd have to get to that before. Oh, it doesn't have backup for the videos. Okay. meta backup. Let me hunt down that. I'll shoot that to you later, Gord. I did a video on how to back up your videos, so maybe I'll make a note of that backup. But generally what I do is just back up videos as I complete them, put them on an external hard drive. You can also you can use something like what is it called, where it backs up your whole computer. So you can I think it's Carbonite. I was using Carbonite on my PC. There's other ones that can be used for that automatically back up all the video, all your computer. I'd like to know the PC hardware you call it, the dude from Russia. Yeah, he's Australian that lives in Russia. I can't remember it, but I'll have to get it to you later. It doesn't, brain cells are not all firing off at the same time, Gord, so I'll have to get to that later. Hey, thanks everybody for attending the live stream today and for all your questions and your comments, etc. And if you have any more questions, then put them into the comments, and I'll be looking there to answer those comments, as they come in. But I think for now, wish you all a great weekend wherever you are, and don't use duplicate content, or if you grab some content from third-party resources, make sure that you add some original content to it. So Google and YouTube can see that you've added your own angle to it, and then you'll be fine. So that's the bottom line. Thanks everybody, and have a great day and great weekend. Take care.